All right, hello there. What is going on, everyone? We're gonna do some Magic the Gathering decks. We're gonna look at some of these today. I'm just trying to figure out a good, comfortable position here to get this. I've never done the vertical live streaming before, so this will be fun. Yeah. So let's get into it. Right, we're gonna have some fun today. Hopefully, you guys are doing well, having a fantastic day. We've got we've got 4 decks to take a look at now. Oh, you may be asking yourself, Magic the Gathering, why are you doing Magic the Gathering? I've done a little bit of Magic the Gathering coverage before, although not a whole lot. This is 2 of my newer or returning hobbies, kind of getting back into them. I've been into Warhammer a lot lately. I've been painting Vizix Scour for the Skaven from Warhammer Age of Sigmar. He is not affixed to his base yet, although I use the base as a test for some of the patterns that I was painting on his little shawl here. I was testing some of these things out. Paladin says, "Hey, Crab, I have all 4 of those decks. They're incredibly well balanced and fun to play together in a group." That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard good things. I had to. They're not currently in print right now, so I had to go. I bought these off of eBay with all the Henry Cavill Warhammer stuff that's getting ready to be happening. I was like, you know what? It's probably only a matter of time before I start playing Warhammer 40K. It just seems inevitable. So yeah, that's what's been going on. I'm gonna show you guys some of the other stuff I've been painting. This is, what is this guy's name? Tornus the Redeemed. I always write the names on the bottom. This is my Tornus the Redeemed from Age of Sigmar for the Stormcast Eternals. And yeah, he's kind of got these fire wings going on, so he's having fun over here. So yeah, we've been doing stuff, and then this is my next guy, who is the Arch Warlock, and I've got to do him. He's just primed and has a little bit of brown on for the rat fur, but I got a lot of work to do on him. He's not even really started yet. So that's a little bit of my backlog, and we're going to go ahead and look at these guys and have a little fun today and just chat. We can talk about whatever you guys want, but I'm going to open up some of these decks. Let's start with this one here first. All right, so the interesting thing about these decks is the different colors, right? We've got a lot of black and a lot of blue amongst these. We've got a mono black deck here. The Necrons is a mono black one. I've heard that this one's really good. We've got blue, green, and red over here for this Tyranid Swarm. And I don't have that much Warhammer knowledge. And then we've got white, blue, and black. This is the only one that has white. And this is the only one that has green, which is interesting. But there's black and blue in almost all of them. This one's black, blue, and red. So, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. So let's take a look at the backs. Wish they do old world Warhammer Magic the Gathering. It would fit the themes better. Even go for Sigmar. Clyde, that's a great idea. I would love that. I would love a set of Age of Sigmar decks. That would be really cool, because I play Age of Sigmar, so I'm more familiar with a lot of those characters. But I think there are some that will carry over, like Be'lakor, right? Be'lakor is in this one, and he's also in Age of Sigmar. So you have a little bit of crossover there, just a little bit. So that's pretty cool. So all right, let's get this stuff open. So each of these, I looked at the backs of all of them already. They come with a 100-card deck. They have 42 new cards. Foil etched display commander, 10 double-sided tokens, a deck box, a life wheel, a strategy insert, and a reference card. Now, I had done some of these before for the Doctor Who Magic the Gathering decks. Not very popular on the channel. I don't know if it's because it was Doctor Who or if it was Magic the Gathering. I don't know what it was, but I figured I would do it different this time. We'd just do a live stream. So if in case you guys aren't interested in Magic the Gathering and you want to talk about Star Wars, you want to talk about Drop Fleet Commander, or want to talk about something else, you can totally do that as well if you want to. But this way I can do an unboxing, have some fun, and look at everything, in real time. All right, so we've got a token here. I guess this is, I don't know what this token is for. Maybe it's a way to kind of put your commander in while still keeping him outside, like he's in the game now. We've got all these tokens. We can punch these tokens out. We've got these tokens. I don't know what these are really for. I'm going to leave them on the cardboard for right now. I usually use dice to track my life. I usually don't use like a life counter, but they have something like that here. So we've got a life counter here. So that's pretty cool. Clyde says, use your superpowers and make GW and Wizards of the Coast give us Age of Sigmar cards. Well, with 4th edition being out and, you know, getting some hype, their popularity is a little higher. The noticeability is a little higher. It's entirely possible they could do that. But I don't have any points of contact at Wizards of the Coast. They're a pretty big company, and I might be a little bit of a small fish on their radar, so I don't know. But I would love to talk with the Wizards of the Coast and do a little more Magic the Gathering stuff. It would be fun. All right. I was actually looking at paying a little more attention. So let's talk a little bit about Magic the Gathering before I get into this and start opening up these cards. Have you guys seen? Are you guys Marvel fans? Because I'm a big fan of the Marvel universe as well as the Star Wars universe and a lot of pop culture entertainment and things like that. And they had these secret lair drops. Now, I'm not a big Magic the Gathering player currently, although I used to play an absolute ton. It used to dominate my life almost. But and it's one of the other things I like about these is that you don't it's not the same. You don't have to necessarily get into it and spend thousands of dollars. You can get into it when just buy the deck. You've got everything you need to play. It's balanced and you can play it. It's legal. It's Commander legal. So you can bring it up to your store, whatever. And then you can also get the crossovers and stuff. So now I can play Doctor Who versus Warhammer, I do cool stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. But they're doing Marvel, and they did these secret lair drops. And I waited in this queue to try to get these secret lair drops for like 4 hours, just waiting and waiting and waiting in the queue. And I got nowhere with it. It just said, oh, we're sold out. And I'm like, I never even had a chance. I was in the queue the whole time. So I was really annoyed, but I know they're going to be doing Marvel stuff, and I think we'll be getting Marvel Commander decks at some point, and I'm very much interested in those. But in the meantime, I was like, you know what? Since I also play Warhammer Age of Sigmar, maybe I should get something that's Warhammer related in case they never do an Age of Sigmar set of Commander decks. So that's what led me to check these out. What's going on, Clyde? What's going on, Carter? It's going pretty well. We're just hanging out. So so we've got Abaddon the Despoiler, a little bit. Be'lakor the Dark Master. That's cool. I'm not going to read over every one of these cards. Heralds of Nurgle's Rot. I've got paints that are made of these. Blood Crusher of Khorne, Chaos Terminator Lord. See, I don't know too many of these. I know who Slaanesh is because Slaanesh is also in Age of Sigmar. And that's one of the armies I was looking at playing because they look cool. I'm not doing them right now. Is that guy playing a guitar? Noise Marine? Oh, that's really cool. Seeker of Slaanesh, Lost and the Damned. So some of these are going to be reprints and new art of existing cards from within Magic, and then like 41, but almost half of them are going to be all new cards for this set, which is cool. We've got an Assault Suit. We've got the Soul Ring, Talisman of Creativity. We got some talismans, Power Stone. We got some lands. Got some lands, Brainstorm, Dark Ritual. I haven't seen that card since my old revised days. Commander's Tower. All right, we're just getting a lot of lands. I think we got all the cool stuff up front. The Great Unclean One. Oh, isn't he in Age of Sigmar also? I think he is. Oh, there's some crossover here then. Mandate of Abaddon. Whoa, Daemon Primarch. Conscription, Plague Drone, Poxwalkers, Sloppity Bile Piper. Oh my goodness, the names of these are a little wild. Venom Crawl. Daemons are in both settings. Yeah. That is a kind of a cool thing, how it's like a shared universe in a way, just a different time. All right. Okay. Venom Crawler, Aspiring Champion, Bloodthirster, Dark Apostle. Keeper of Secrets. That's a character from that. That's a box in Age of Sigmar. I've seen that before. Karn the Betrayer, Knight Rampager. This is an interesting thing because it's a red card, but it looks like it has a blue background, right? You see that? I don't know what the story is for cards that look like that because it's different than this. This is a red card with a red background. Why is this a red card with a blue background? Is this just an aesthetic choice because they thought it would look good with that art, or is there a reason why they give a red card a blue background? Is it considered a red card? I mean, I would imagine it's still considered a red card because the border on it is red and it's got red in its casting cost, right? Or it's, I'm sorry, mana cost. See, I'm an old school player. We used to call it a casting cost. So I don't know. It's interesting stuff. Chaos Defiler, Chaos Mutation. Oh, it's a sword. That's a cool looking sword. Exalted Flamer, Hell Brute, Horus Heresy. There's a whole game called Horus Heresy. All right, I'm gonna set some of these down. All right. Kill, Maim, Burn. Lucius the Eternal. Magnus the Red. Mutilith, Vortex Beast, Pink Horror, The Ruinous Powers, Sangor Shaman, Past in Flames, Decree of Pain. Oh, I remember this card. I think this is an old reprint. There's gonna be a lot of reprints. So, and then I think we're getting some more lands and yeah, some more basics. We got some basic lands here at the bottom. I love the basic lands. I was actually thinking of getting a little bit back into Magic, but I do hate having to. Oh, and this is our thick commander card. So this is like a commander token. This one isn't actually a real card. This is but it's pretty. So that's cool. And then we got some tokens: Spawns, Plague Bringers, Spawns, Blue Horrors, and Astartes. Warrior. So I may need to play the Space Marine game and learn a little bit more about the lore because I don't know what Astartes means. I thought it was because that doesn't look like a good guy. I thought Astartes was like a model of armor, or I thought it was a content creator who was making videos, and so I don't know. I've got to do some research. I've got to learn a little bit more about a lot of this stuff. Flowering Night Lord says, I enjoyed getting the Chaos and the Imperium commander decks. Fake Latin for Space Marine. Oh, it means Space Marine. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense in the ways that I've seen it used. Okay. Oh, that's cool. All right, we're going to do the next one. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm not done yet. I want to put these guys in this box. I love that they give you a box with them, because I don't want to just put these, like these are, because these are pre-cons. I don't want to just put these in their own, in any old box. I want them to be in the correct box. And so this will hold them sleeved, because the Doctor Who boxes did the same thing. They held them sleeved. And the other thing that's cool is that this, again, if you're like me, or you're like not really up on Magic, or you're a returning player, and you've got two commanders. This is going to tell you about how to play the deck. And give you a little bit of lore primer on some of these characters, which is super cool. All right. So I'm going to set that to the side. And we're going to look at the Forces of the Imperium deck. Is this one that has like the good guys? Wait, hold on. Did I say good guys? Somebody once told me there are no good guys in 40K. Or maybe the Tau are the good guys. But then again, I think people have differing opinions on the Tau as well. So yeah, I don't know. Who do you think? Let me know in the chat. Who are the good guys in 40K? Because you might think it's Space Marines, and I'm sure there probably are some good Space Marines. Is the Emperor good? Right? I don't know. I've got so much to learn. That's why I think the video game would be cool, because it's a way to like slowly bring you into it. You know, it's a lore that's been going on forever. Wow, the box just fell off the table. All right, so we've got some of the same stuff here. The Tyranids are the good guys. Oh, the Space Marines are the defenders of humanity. Defcon says Primarchs, Greater Demons, and a Legion champion. So far, that's amazing. Clyde says, haven't played Magic since Ice Age deck back in the 90s. Ice Age, yeah, I remember Ice Age. That was around the time I stopped playing for the first time, because my mother saw like an unholy strength in my collection. And she's like, this is satanic, and you will not have it in my house. And so I was not allowed to play Magic until So I moved out of the house, joined the army, and was on my own for the first time. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to buy some Magic cards. And I think it was around the invasion block, and I got back into Magic for a while. And yeah. Okay, so we've got some characters here. Inquisitor Greyfax and Marnius Calgar. He looks like a space marine, all right. Yeah, cool. Oh, he has double strike. That's a cool ability. I believe that says this creature deals regular combat damage and first strike damage. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this pack open. I gotta get. You know what? The other thing about having a new commander decks is I've got to get some new sleeves. I've got to sleeve all of these. You can't just play like a heretic, right? Isn't that what you would call it? Somebody who didn't sleeve their cards. Would you call them a heretic? Defcon says Tyranids are the good guys. Clyde says the Salamander Space Marines chapter are the closest to good unless you like space commies, the Tau. Yeah, my problem is that so when I tried to get into Warhammer for the very, very first time was when Kill Team was still new, and I had picked up a Tau Kill Team, not knowing. I just like picked one at random, seemingly. I started painting them up. I think I maybe played like one learning game, and I just didn't like the system. It was a little too much for me. But so I have some Tau somewhere, half painted. But I also have some Space Marines because I bought that in like 9th edition starter set. So I've got some Space Mids, Space Marines, and some, I think, who are the metallic guys that, the Necrons? I think I've got some Necrons as well, but not a whole army's worth. They're just somewhere. All right, let's look through some of these. All right, so we've got Inquisitor Greyfax here. I like the way the foils look. They're so pretty. Marnius Calgar. And you got to sleeve them too because they end up they warp. You can see how that's like curved a little bit, you know. But then the non-foils are perfectly straight. So yeah, you got to sleeve them because they're imperfect. And then I guess they make some cards that are double-sided now. I've seen like they make some cards that don't have backs. They're just like, oh, this card flips, and I'm like, wait a second, how are you supposed to? I mean, I get that pretty much everybody sleeves their cards, but I don't always sleeve my card, especially if I'm doing like a draft or something like that, you know. But I guess you have to now. But yes. All right, so we're just gonna go through these. Paragon, Space Marine Scout, Thunder Wolf Cavalry. Oh, that's cool. Sean's gonna love that. He likes wolves and dudes riding creatures and stuff like that. Sanguinary Priest, Deny the Witch, Primaris Chaplain, Swords to Plowshares. I remember this card. That's like really cool. Look at that tank. He's got like a bandage over the tank. What is going on there? Reconnaissance Mission, Mortify, Mind Stone, Skull Clamp, Soul Ring. I think every commander deck has a Soul Ring that I've seen so far. I mean, I know there's a lot of mana stuff that you kind of have to have, but that's pretty cool. All right, we've got some lands. Celestine, Living Saint, Defenders of Humanity, for the Emperor, Space Marine Devastator. Oh, man. See, if I played 40K, I'd be losing my mind at some of this stuff right now, I'm sure. All right, we're going to keep going. Oh, look at the background on this one. That one's very different. I think some of this is just for fun. They do the fun backgrounds. Ultramarines, Honor Guard, Vexilius Praetor, Zephyrum, Sister of Silence, Vanguard Suppressor. These are some of these are really cool. Assault Intercessor. That's a good piece of art. Birth of the Imperium. These enchantment sagas. This is something that's kind of new also. So it just like it builds up and gets better, and then it goes out. So it's like a temporary permanent, which is, you know, that seems pretty cool. That's a really cool art piece. Commissar Severina Rain. Okay, so that doesn't look like a Space Marine type. Is this? These are the guys that I think I was going to play with. The guys that have all the tanks, right? Astra Militarum. Is that an Astra Militarum person? I think. Defcon says, really, there is no good faction. Just each faction is out for themselves. Yeah. Clyde says, around the time my mom also didn't let me play D&D, so I got into Battletech, MechWarrior, and Star Wars by West End Games. Oh, yeah. Company Commander. Ooh, that one looks cool. Exterminatus. Flesh is weak. Eisenhorn. Shy Mirage. Sister. Okay, okay. The Golden Throne. Oh, Thunderhawk gunship. That's cool. Oh, that looks straight out of Aliens. It's cool when you think about the stuff that inspired some of this, too. Okay, we got a lot of lands now. A lot of lands. Okay, I think it's all the rest is basic lands. Is that right? Yes, basic lands, and then there's our hard token Inquisitor Greyfax. And we got tokens Soldiers, Zephyrims, Space Marine Devastator tokens. Okay. Clues. Oh, a lot of tokens in this one. Arco-Flagellant tokens. Wow. So, all right, cool stuff. A lot of tokens in this one. Let's go ahead and get all of these. We'll put these in the deck box. And we'll do the next one. We got 2 more. Have some fun. You guys watching today, hopefully you're having a good week so far. Prepared for a good weekend. Okay. So I downloaded Magic the Gathering Arena, and I might check that out a little bit because I play Hearthstone. And it's one of the problems that I have with Star Wars Unlimited is like as it gets bigger and bigger and more cards come out, it becomes harder and harder for me to like sit down and build decks. I used to not have a problem with it when Magic was the only game that I played because I could afford to just spend like a weekend just building decks and doing nothing else. But I have so many other games I have to dedicate time to. And I just don't have the time to like, sort through cards. And every time you get new cards, you're like, I've got to put these away. I've got to put all my rares, sort my black cards, sort my multicolored cards, sort them by expansion. Are they legal? Are they not legal? All of that stuff. So when it's digital, like Magic the Gathering Arena, it does all the sorting for me. And then if I wanted to like build a deck that was all elves, I can just, search by elf and be good to go. So that's something I'm kind of excited about. All right, this is a Tyranid Swarm deck. Are they going to be kind of like slivers, I wonder? Like a sliver deck? Because I think there's a sliver commander deck, which does look kind of cool. So we've got the Swarm Lord and Magus Lucia Kane in this one. All right, let's go. Let's open it up. I do love that these are all put together. It really reduces the barrier to entry because you don't have to build a deck. You can just play with this pre-con. And I don't ever plan to modify these. If I want to modify a commander deck, I'll buy some cards, at some point maybe, and do that. Like if I could have gotten the secret layer Marvel cards, then I might have bought a couple of cards enough to build a Marvel deck, Exterminate the Xenos. I don't even know. Xenos are aliens, right? I think they were saying like, yeah. I think that's what that means. Okay. Again, noob here. Sorry. Swarm Lord. Heavily bent right there. Good thing it's going to get sleeved. Lucia Kane. We've got Gene Stealer, Locust, Acolyte Hybrid, Aberrant, Gene Stealer, Tyranid Invasion, Tarragon Prime, Venom Thrope. Man, that looks like a Hydralisk from StarCraft. These definitely look like Zerg. I think it was definitely an inspiration for these guys. It seems that way. Or Xenomorphs. Or a hybrid of both of them. Hull Breach. Yeah, I remember that card. I think that was an invasion card, Hull Breach. Wasn't it? From Invasion Block? It's old school. Not even that old school, but yeah. Soul Ring, Ash Barrens, some lands, Cultivate, Explore, Harrow. I remember that card too. This was good in multiplayer formats or like slow, yeah, or bigger formats. I remember, or multicolored decks. Also, all right, let's keep going. Command Tower, Gene Stealer Patriarch, Orion, the Red Terror, Screamer Killer, Biophagus, Bone Sabers, Broodlord. So this is the only green stuff we're gonna find out of all of this. So pretty cool stuff. Old One Eye. Oh, look at that. Adelan Jackal. All right. And the first Tyrannic War. Gargoyle Flock. Gryson Starn Kellermorph. I don't know what that means. Does he have like 3 arms? That could be handy if you're a gunslinger. Malanthrope. Mawlock. Ravener. Shadow in the Warp. Tyranid Harridan. Tyranid Prime. Winged Hive Tyrant. Zoanthrope. Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of Zerg inspiration here. Pretty cool stuff. And then we're getting into the lands. And we're into the basic lands at the end. Mountains, islands, and forests. That's going to do it for this deck. Oh, and here's our big guy. Commander 1. And then here's our tokens. A lot of Tyranid tokens. And some Tyranid Gargoyle tokens. 1/1 flying. And Tyranid Warrior tokens. 3/3 tramples. So I like the tokens. I like that they give you the tokens that you're expected to need. That's a very nice way for them to do that. Okay, and last deck, coming right up. This is the Necron Dynasties. Okay. All right, let's do it. That one opened up real easy. I don't know if any of you guys have been playing for a while. Did they release a whole 40K set, or was it only these commander decks? Like, were there boosters for this as well, or was this it? Let me know in the comments section. I'm curious if there were like more 40K cards, or if they'll revisit this and do more stuff. Okay, so we've got our deck box here. This one is mono black. Mono black. This is the one that I've been told is maybe the best one out of this set, at least competitively. Although I think when you're playing like 4-player and you're playing commander, right, like having the most competitive deck isn't always a great thing, because that can mean you get ganged up on first. So, you don't always, strength isn't always the most important thing. Restraint can be more important. All right, let's start up here. We've got Skarze, the Silent King. We've got Imhotep, the Stormlord. The Flayed One. Hexmark Destroyer. Plasmancer. Psychomancer. Satuke Immortal. Yeah, these guys are pretty cool. They're like Terminators, right? Scorpec Destroyer. I have these guys. These are some miniatures that I have. I got a guy that looks like him. Got a guy that looks like him. I don't have him. That's cool. They're ones that were in that starter box that I painted. I just then kind of put them away. Hedron Archive. Night Scythe. Oh, that's cool. I do hope that they bring back Battlefleet Gothic. I've heard talk about that. That would be a fun thing. So I love GW's models. And honestly, with Age of Sigmar, I'm really liking their gameplay. Got some lands here. Biotransference. Chronomancer. Cryptek. Vault of Whispers. Locust Heavy Destroyer. Lichguard. The Necron deck is one of the most broken precons ever. Wow. Okay. Well, that's fun. And I think that's the beauty of this format. If you're playing multiplayer, having a broken deck isn't always all it's cracked up to be, because it's not going to let you take, go 3 versus 1, Shard of the Void Dragon. Oh, that is cool. I think I've seen that. A miniature that looks like that painted a lot. It came out, a few years ago? Scorpeth Lord, yeah. Technomancer, their name is Death. Destroy all non-artifact creatures. Their number is Legion. Tomeblade, Trazen the Infinite, Triarch Stalker, the Warren Heaven. We're going to probably try these out this week, me and my buddy Sean. But we probably will just play one-on-one. So, might be a little broken, but that's okay. goal is just to have fun playing them. I usually don't really mind winning or losing. Ghost Arc, okay. Necron Monolith. I recognize a lot of these pieces because a lot of this stuff is, you know, was really popular and being pushed heavily within the last couple of years of 40K. And then those are all of our basic lands. A lot of swamps. Holy cannoli. That's a ton of swamps. And they all have lasers in them too, which is really cool. I love that, like, even if you're not like gonna, you know, if you're just gonna play standard or whatever, you can always just take, you know what, I want my laser swamps. You know, that's a cool thing. That's a really cool thing. All right, so those are our decks. We have some tokens to look at. We've got our big bad card there, and we've got Necron Warriors. And then there's insects. Yeah, it's just Necron Warriors and insects for our tokens. We got some sleeving to do with these, and you know, we'll have some fun with it. But those are the decks, guys. This is also my first ever vertical stream. Let me know if you're watching on the vertical. Like, are you watching on a phone or watching on a PC or whatever? Like, Facebook tries to give me suggestions sometimes, but I think they're generic suggestions based on like all content creators, and I don't think they're necessarily targeted towards like tabletop gaming audiences all the time. So sometimes I listen to their feedback, sometimes I don't. But they've been trying to get me to do vertical streaming for a while. And I'm like, I don't know how many people really want to do vertical streaming, but you know, it works. I guess it works a little bit. So yeah. All right. Well, let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up, and you know, maybe we'll get into some Magic the Gathering Arena online. Maybe I'll stream that a little bit. Maybe I'll stream some Space Marine this winter. Maybe might end up getting new video games for Christmas and having some new stuff to stream and hang out with you guys and doing. So that's going to do it. I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you soon. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And always wash your